So my name is Nils from Zijl. I'm from SoftBank, and I also represent our preferred EMEA distribution partner, Zijl Robotics. So it's great to be here today. It's been a very, very different week to what we originally had anticipated. The changes in the industry were already well on the way, but I think the recent kind of events will be known as a pivotal moment in history. Many of the efficiency initiatives from the past few years have not really been sufficient to successfully make the industry sustainable and more profitable, both in terms of financial, environmental, but also from a health and well-being perspective. So cobotics is not the next frontier, it is the step change that we've been waiting for. So in the next 10 minutes, I will present the findings from our exhaustive research in the European cleaning industry and conclude by giving you kind of a 3-step guide on how you can be successful with cobotics starting tomorrow. Many of the, so recently we basically conducted in-depth research amongst hundreds of FM leaders in EMEA, both supply and demand side. So the research explored the majority of industry challenges that FM leaders are currently facing. What's clear is that the challenges in the industry were pre-existing way before COVID-19 appeared. The impact of the pandemic has been to dramatically amplify these challenges and accelerate the needs for wholesale changes in approach. So there's 3 things in the industry that keep us up at night. Firstly, gaining efficiency. Research shows that we still have not been able to get success in productivity, with 9 in 10 saying that they have an issue with this. What is most interesting, as an industry, we've not been innovative enough over the last 10 years, and 8 out of the 10 are failing with their innovative activities. So in essence, we as an industry, both internally and to our customers, have overpromised and underdelivered. COVID-19 has brought these challenges to a head, I guess, placed added pressure and scrutiny on performance, and hence we as FM leaders need solutions quickly. I think we all agree that COVID-19 has made it very clear to all industry, right through from operatives to CXOs, that we need a fundamental shift and a different approach to robotics, both in terms of commercial models, as well in regards to setting and reinventing the cleaning standards to allow people to return to work safely. So what does cobotics mean? So cobotics is basically the genuine collaboration between frontline workers, machine, and robots. So cobots are, so to speak, collaborative robots which carry out all the repetitive and strenuous tasks which would otherwise be performed by an employee. But now they work alongside that individual and obviously not in their place. So cobots are instructed and monitored by people on the ground and are there to support the workers. That's kind of the approach that how we see cobotics taking place. So cobotics in itself, though, we need to wrap this new, it's not enough on its own. We basically need to wrap the new technology in commercial models where we, especially as a vendor, but also for our customers, have much more flexible, transparent, and long-term collaborative success. So, and the only way is to, really to emphasize that, is to create that collaborative drive to work together to obtain that success. So, for example, a cobot such as Wiz is 50% more efficient than the average cleaner when it comes to vacuuming large area of floor. It frees up more than 2 hours of cleaning time during a shift. Time they obviously can spend now on more critical and tasks like cleaning services, as an example. So from our PC findings, we have seen, well, it shows efficiency and productivity gains on average of 18%, while quality complaints were dramatically reduced due to the consistency. In terms of productivity, the first large scale of robot deployments have demonstrated to vacuum 93% more square meters than manual vacuum sweepers. So just think about it for a second. Total cleaning versus spot cleaning. In addition, 85% of floor space is vacuumed on the first pass versus only 33% with a manual sweeper. So some really clear indicators in regards to the efficiencies and the productivity gains that we can drive. Now, let's face it, the cleaning industry is facing huge challenges in finding and retaining high quality talent. We've seen staff retention rates of 200%, in some cases are even the norm. Many contractors are constantly struggling to recruit people. So this is really where we and where cobotics can help, boosting the engagement within the teams. And as a result, not only improving the retention rates, but obviously cobots can pick up the slack when problems arise due to staff churn or absenteeism. So obviously, at a time when mental and physical health in the workplace is becoming ever more pressing concern for employers, any development that reduces the kind of the physical and repetitive tasks are kind of able to transform into a much healthier and more fulfilling working environment. So the interest that we have seen from end users has been significant, and value of robotics as driver of innovation will be demonstrated in upcoming sales activities in the industry. Many already engaged with us to strengthen proposal and bids to really focus on creating differentiation. In terms of the key players, the modern commercial models with back-to-back operational KPIs, risk sharing, gain share, loss, gain, loss. Those models are significantly changing the industry. Most of the dialogue is focused around CapEx light pricing with short termination and collaborative risk sharing. We think this will be the industry standard going forward. So from the report, from the report that we've basically commissioned, it's very clear that most FM leaders believe that cobotics can help the industry to return to growth as it emerges from COVID-19 and deliver the genuine innovation required to build sustainable and profitable future. So, as I said in my introduction, the takeaway would be, 3 recommendations, 3 steps I recommend you take. Firstly, I would recommend to investigate the current cleaning activities, the contractual requirements with your customers, to really look and pay special attention to the operational level of your frontliners and where there's any further potential left that can yield double-digit improvements. In addition, review the KPIs for commercial opportunities where a strategic supplier could further support your performance. Step 2, I would recommend FM companies to investigate the cobotic market and their commercial offers. Focus your efforts specifically looking at those vendors that can provide proven results and are able to give you, documented technology that can be provided as a service in an OpEx model. And potentially where the vendor is willing to basically take on some of the risk with you. And finally, develop a collaborative model between you and the vendor to share transparently the customer success metrics to jointly and collaboratively fuel the operational excellence, continued customer-focused innovation within your client set. So that was all for me. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Niels, for your presentation. Let's see if we have any questions from our audience. We have one question. Many offices and department stores put on an ad spraying, but ignore properly cleaning and before disinfection. Is spraying in a public area a good idea?
So there's many, I think in general, there's many different applications that we can choose. I will be the first to admit that we have investigated and are investigating several use cases, including spraying, UVC, ULPA, etc. But I think it really comes down to looking at what the core of the requirements are and how we best can serve them.